Should I give it a try? Or are you
Let me just check one thing. You could try it. I
okay?
got to make sure it's pointing to the right
Oh,
port.
I actually get a connection.
Yep,
Well,
you're connected. You're connected. You're
wow,
working the Lisa.
wow. Okay, this is very
Right.
impressive. So,
Now, I found that the updating of the mouse is really slow.
this is actually not bad at all. This is actually pretty good. I can
So the
actually.
menus seem to fight me too. I don't know, but
This is actually very usable.
yeah, it's definitely going in the right direction. That it could be very, very usable. I think it was very close.
Well, let's try the jigsaw puzzle. That's gonna require a good.
I think the jigsaw puzzles. I don't know that I try it. Is it broken?
Oh,
Did it give a message? I thought I tried it on the other one. Maybe not. Yeah. So what
oh,
does it
okay.
say? Unable to read the prefs. It says drop it from the prefs. I could do it real fast and we could try it.
Well, I can maybe try doing it myself from here. See if
Yeah, you could try.
see if I can do something, some actual work as opposed to just messing around. So let's see. So we'll go to the hard drive.
Yeah, so there's a bunch of stuff on here, but there's a system folder somewhere on there. I said this is running system 7.5.5.
Okay. So I mean, I don't know very much about the leases. I didn't know that they could basically behave just like a Macintosh. So
This
that's
one can behave the most like the Macintosh because the one you're looking at has the screen mod,
so
but
okay.
there should be
Preferences.
preferences in
There it
there.
is. Yep. You know.
Now, my other question is, what client do you use? So
So
I was just using Real
yep,
VNC client.
that's the one I'm using. Yep.
Okay, all right,
So there's the
there
jigsaw.
you go.
I don't think it's the
There it
jig.
is.
I don't think it's the picture they want us to remove. Is there maybe? Yeah. Um, is there
Mhm.
another one maybe?
No, I'd say kill the picture. It won't
Okay.
hurt it.
Yeah. Well, let me just. I'm just going to copy it somewhere else then, because I don't want to just in case it's needed. So I'm just going to put it into desktop. That's probably good enough to disable it. I think.
Yeah. Are you seeing the little difference there? And there's a column missing there on the side.
Really, it's actually. It hasn't updated yet. So let's see if it's going to catch up.
Did it
Um,
freeze?
because for me it looks like
Because I'm not seeing what you're seeing because I'm seeing it live.
oh, it
Yeah, it
something
copied it.
happened. So in
Yeah,
this whole time that I was doing this, I didn't actually see it. So it's in the desktop now.
yeah, it's on the desktop. The pictures. Yeah.
Okay, so it
So
hasn't
go back and try
updated.
the puzzle now.
Well, it
Did
hasn't
it freeze?
updated for me, so it's being a little bit slow. That could be because I moved from one corner of the screen to another, maybe, and that means that the update region is larger. Let me see if I can. Is there an icon on the desktop? Like
Yeah, there's an icon on the desktop,
I
but it's
totally.
right in the area where you're going to have
Oh,
some missing data. I would think.
interesting. Because I'm
You're
not
still
seeing.
moving the mouse, so you're still connected.
Yeah. So I'm not seeing anything. Is the mouse near the icon? It's supposed to be around here somewhere.
The mouse is near the icon and it's on the right side, kind of in the middle.
Let's see if we can find it. Because if it refreshes here, so it looks like it's not refreshing in this area because I'm not seeing anything. Let me try seeing if we can drag a window over there and see. Okay, I'm getting a line, the outline, so it is refreshing. Let me go all the way over there and see if we can cover it up and see what happens. I'm just gonna let it go over here and see how much. Okay, it looks like it's missing the whole portion of the screen all the way from here. If you can see my mouse button, all the way
I can.
over there, it's not refreshing. Interesting. So I'm missing a
So it's
huge chunk of the screen.
broken at the end.
Yeah.
But
Well,
now, if you just so you know, and you might want to write it down. If you like go to the Real VNC client, like the little menu that comes up at the top,
mm-hmm.
and go information, you'll see the resolution is at 608 by 431. You should see that on your side.
Oh, here in
Well,
session.
anyway,
Okay, there you go. I found it. So it's saying 608 by 431.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so it looks like I'm missing like the whole area of the screen from where the mouse is to the right. It's
To the
all
right.
gone.
Okay.
It's all gone. Now, I think I know what's happening here. So there's two components. One of them has to do with the refreshing the screen, and the other one has to do with the change detection. I think the change detection might not be working on this particular.
Okay.
So it's possibly something I could fix if I look into it. I'm actually a little surprised it's missing so much though, because I would have expected it to have been maybe 8 pixels or at most 32 pixels. Let me go back to the menu here and see if I can how well that. It's still refreshing. Okay. Yeah, so it's definitely not perfect, but at the same time, I mean, considering we're several states away, and
Try the puzzle.
oh yeah, let me try that again. That was the whole point of doing this.
There you go. It says creating puzzle. Yep.
There it is.
Yep.
So then I have to go up to the menu.
Options. Yeah, I think either new. Yeah, file new. I think you just Command M. I don't know if I didn't even try the keyboard yet.
I just added the keyboard, so I haven't really tried it.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if the command keys are working.
Okay.
But I just added keyboard support. Now, I do find it interesting that you're running so you said you're running 7.5 on this machine?
This particular one is running 7.5.5. The absolute latest, the last one that can run on a 68K.
Interesting. Because I've played with this puzzle application on my my PowerBook 3400C, but I haven't done it on a black and white Mac because I didn't think this would perform very good on a 68,000 Mac, and yet here you have it running.
Not only that, this is not a Mac, and it's from 1983,
right. Yeah,
a year before the Mac.
Yeah, so this is actually impressive because usually when I've read online, they say for like a Mac Plus to use 7.0.1, which is what I tend to use. So
actually, you're better. I would say from a person that did it in the day, 6.03 is or 6.02 was the ultimate version for the Plus.
Yeah,
if you want the absolute best performance.
Yeah, that would take some work. I think with the MiniVNC, I don't think this would run.
Well, that's not going to work with TCP/IP. Is the problem?
Oh, okay. Really? Doesn't that?
So
TCP?
You really got to go to System 7 to get anything, because the problem is, System 7 came out in 91, and it just was kind of the infancy of everybody kind of starting to migrate to TCP/IP in the early 90s. So the stuff that was developed in 89, 88, 90, that tended to be more done on Apple Talk and other things, and it wasn't really TCP/IP focused. So because System 7 came out right in 91, most internet-capable type things, or when I say internet, I mean TCP/IP capable things, tend to require System 7 or better. There's very few things that will work with System 6 with MacTCP. I'm trying, like I said, I'm fighting that all the time because my Lisa has some upgrades in it that not all Lisas have, and there's a lot of people out there that have Lisas that are completely stock and they'd like to be able to do internet things, and it's a constant battle for me because I'm trying to make that stuff work with the older systems that those Lisas can support.
Yeah, I haven't tried this many TCP with System 6. My guess is that it won't work because to make a compatible System 6, you need to avoid certain routines, which I think I'm probably not avoiding them. Plus, I'm not sure. I mean, For sure, this is running it as an application, so I'm not sure if in order for me to make this work, whether I'd have to make it into like a init. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe with System 6 and Multi-Finder, it could work. I don't know. So I haven't tried it. Yeah, well, it looks like there's some work to do, but overall, I'm kind of impressed that it works because I wasn't expecting it to work at all. So
Yeah. And you see, we've been running for a long time now. It's not froze, not
yeah,
crashed.
and it's
And this is running on the Ethernet adapter that you're emulating.
mm-hmm.
So I don't think it's actually a problem with the software for the Ethernet driver. It might be the emulation of the Ethernet thing
It could be.
on the Pi, but the actual real hardware, this stuff is pretty stable. And I'm telling you, MacTCP can be extremely stable. I don't anticipate that is actually the problem.
Okay. Well, if you have some time and you're able to test it with your Plus, I mean, I would appreciate it. There would be one more data point. Yeah. I've tested it with 2 Pluses because I actually have like a spare, and I've tested it with both, and it does on both systems. It eventually freezes up.
Yeah. And I could test it on the SE too, a regular SE. So an SE is 68K, but no, it's a little different than the Plus. But it's still black and white. Unfortunately, my SE has an accelerator in it.
Oh, okay.
So it's got a 16 megahertz. It's still 68,000. It's not a 6020 or 30, but it runs faster. I guess I could take it out, but
don't bother.
I don't know if I have the software to switch it on and off.
Yeah,
but it has a little accelerator in it.
I don't think you need to. I don't want to ask you to take apart your machines for that.
So there's one other thing we could try if you want. Well, I got you on the phone, and I'm not trying to rush you. I got a little more time if you want, but I don't want to overwhelm you. I have the other Lisa on with the other resolution connected via Apple Talk right now.
Okay.
Or Local Talk. If you log off this one, you could try to log into the other one, and then you could see how it runs actually. And this is basically over the serial port over Local Talk.
Interesting. Okay.
This is the 720 wide. This has got the actual Lisa resolution. It doesn't have the screen modification.
Oh, it's a hardware modification.
It's a different resolution. It doesn't. It's a different resolution. Yes, it's a hardware modification because it actually changes the physical pixels. It's a different ROM and it changes the resolution. Actually, the two resolutions, if you do the math, they're the same amount of pixels, kind of, or close to it, because there's only so much video memory in Lisa. So it doesn't like add more resolution. It just changes the aspect ratio of the resolution, and it mechanically or electronically changes the pixels to be square or rectangular. Original Lisas are rectangular.
Oh, okay. And how does it do that in the heart? Does it change like the timings on the CRT so it actually?
Yes, it changes the timings on the CRT, and in fact, it does even more than that. You have to put a transformer in the actual circuit in the computer for the coils for the CRT. Okay. So as soon as this guy, all right, it looks like it's up. So you could try it.
Okay, I'll give it a try.
The same address as before if you still have it.
Yep. And I'm getting a connection.
Yep. So now you're connected. This Lisa is a different resolution.
Uh-huh.
It's the real Lisa resolution, 720 pixels wide. And you're running over Local Talk serial.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, it's, once again, very usable.
So it's MacTCP IP, which is MacTCP, which is tunneling TCP IP through Apple Talk over the serial Local Talk. And then it actually gets back out to the real internet via the Gator box.
Okay. Yeah. It's. Let's try the keyboard. Let's see if we can.
Okay. Now here's something interesting. This will show the mapping for the actual Lisa keyboard, which is different than any Macintosh.
Oh. So actually, one thing that's kind of interesting is I wonder whether the key mappings that I'm using are going to work. or whether it's going to be all scrambled. Because I actually got, oh, well, that's an A. That's what I typed. So let's try typing something here. Remotely. I can't really see what I'm typing because there's so much lag.
Yeah. Well, you got 2 R's in remotely, but it's good.
Yeah. Wow. So it's usable.
But do you see that? I don't know. That's not a plus keyboard. The actual physical mapping on there, the layout of that keycaps is actually Lisa's layout. The Lisa has a different number pad and it doesn't have the arrow keys and things like a plus.
Oh, okay.
It's not. That's an Lisa keyboard. People don't realize that. They think the Lisa running Mac OS and the Lisa is emulating a Macintosh. And it's not emulating a Macintosh. It is a Macintosh of its own. And all the actual real Lisa hardware, the keyboard, the display, the hard drive, the things are not emulated. They are actually used as actual real Macintosh peripherals. It's not emulation. It's an environment.
Yeah. Wow. Kind of curious as to why some of the keys have like a box.
Well, because there's no Macintosh keys for those. Those are
okay.
keys that are on the Lisa keyboard that don't exist on Macintoshes.
Okay.
So the first one in the corner, that's the clear key on the Lisa keyboard, which there's no clear key on a Macintosh.
Okay.
Likewise, this little one down here, that's an enter key. So that Lisa actually has a return key and an enter key, both. The Macintosh doesn't have that.
Okay.
So the characters, there's no character display for them because there's no Macintosh equivalent for this, because it's actually Macintosh. It's actually Mac OS System 7.5's keyboard utility.
Okay. So one suggestion I have, if you continue to use this MiniVNC, you may get better performance. I'm not sure if you make this desktop white, because it actually does compress better. I don't know.
I did that before.
I don't know if it makes a difference in practice, but I mean, it's fairly usable right now. I mean, I'm pretty surprised just how usable it is, considering that I'm in Colorado and you're in Chicago. And
I don't remember where the white one is. I'm doing it fast. It's not going to update there fast enough. But
yeah, it's kind of interesting. As you're changing it, I'm basically getting like a striped pattern on the display because it takes so long to actually update. But
so that's the white desktop pattern.
Okay. Oh, and I can definitely see now where the area where it's not refreshing at all. Interesting.
Yep. Now, if you look up by the clock, the icon next to the question mark icon is the Timbuktu icon.
Oh, okay.
And it's flashing right now.
Yeah.
But you can't. You don't know, but you're only seeing part of that icon.
Yep.
It's cut off on the VNC. Yeah. So this is Timbuktu, and this is the version of Timbuktu that runs on the 68K that can do TCP/IP.
So one thing that's kind of interesting is the fact that during the initial update, it sent the whole screen because I have that corner of the screen. It's just that I think it's just a change rect, the change detection that's not detecting that area. So overall, I mean, it's working. It's working a lot better than I thought. I can probably tweak it to make it work completely. I mean, now that I know that there's an issue.
Yeah.
I was mostly trying just to make optimal use of the register sizes just to improve performance. And I kind of calculated for all the resolutions that I knew about, like the 640 by 480, the 512, and all the common resolutions. they're all multiples of a 32, so I'm like, okay, that should be good enough. But I guess it looks like for the Lisa resolutions, it needs to be a multiple of 16 bits. But yeah.
Yeah, so it's 1.05 Pro supports the.
So what's the last system that you were able to find a compatible Timbuktu client for?
I think Timbuktu 4 works up to 4.
And
what I've done in the past is like I'll run a newer version of Timbuktu under Classic on a G4, like running system OS 10.3, like Jaguar or something. It doesn't matter because you're running in Classic. So what I can do is I can use Timbuktu in Classic to remote to the PowerPC Mac, and then that PowerPC Mac I can turn on, and I can do a VNC to that from somewhere else. So I can remote control the remote controlled to get all the way back.
Oh, wow.
But now with your product, I don't need to do that. With your thing, we could just go right to the old system.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Timbuktu does other things like file transfer and remote management and all kinds of other things and has security built in and things that the VNC thing is not going to do right now. But it is a way to get from a new Mac to an old Mac.
Yeah.
Or from another system that's not even a Mac.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad it works, and I'm surprised to see this because I figured the Mac Plus was going to be the oldest computer that could handle it, but you've just proved that we can go all the way back to the Lisas, which is great.
Yep. So anyway, that's what I wanted to show you, and I wanted to encourage you to keep working on it. It's nice.